We'll go ahead and continue our Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series driver media availabilities. We're joined now by the driver of the number 12 PPG Ford for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Welcome, Ryan. We're going to go ahead and go straight to questions. If you raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. And we'll start over here to the left with Jerry Jordan.
Jerry Jordan, Kicking the Tire Side Net. What was the track like? You go out there earlier and think you can pick up anything for qualifying?
Yeah, it was interesting. No one went down in that bottom lane, and it looks like no one still is going down in it. It's just, I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. I was kind of surprised we didn't go down in there. I hit it once with my left side tires, and it was pretty slick. You just need a lot of cars running on it to get it going. And I thought the Xfinity cars would run down there with them being in race trim and get it rolling, but it looks like they're not. So I'm not sure. I was kind of nervous. I was thinking that, these, the Xfinity cars and K&N drivers are going to run down in it, and then we're going to have to be in it for qualifying, and I don't know how our car is going to be. No one will, because no one's running it yet. But I don't know. You just kind of see, you just watch practice and kind of see where everyone's running. And, this might be a deal to where they use the middle up and they just go to the top, and then we'll all be at the top of the racetrack. So, it's kind of interesting. Like the first handful of cars don't go down in it, and then everyone just says, all right, we're just run the middle. It's kind of weird how that flows and works, but you never know. It might work down, and we might be in it qualifying. You just have to keep watching, like I said.
We'll go to the far right to Mark.
Mark Arrow, PRN. Ryan, your season to date, 3 top 5s and 4 finishes you'd probably rather forget about. I mean, how do you look at that, and how frustrating has it been?
Yeah. I mean, there's moments you get frustrated at it. You just wish stuff would stop happening. We had that run there of really good finishes, like we finished where we've been running, and which was, I wouldn't say it's relieving, but it was nice to finally actually not have anything go wrong in those races. And then you look at last week leading the race, and part falls off, and we end up blowing up. So yeah, that part's frustrating, and I kind of got taken out of context. I was angry, and like the one story that came out last week was, I'm tired of looking at the positives. And the good thing about it is we have really fast cars, so that's always the positive. I kind of meant it as, I'm tired of being in spots with the chance to win, and just dumb luck happens, and it just gets taken all away from you. So that part gets frustrating, but I'm really only frustrated for 10 minutes after the deal happens. You move on, you figure out what you can do to prevent stuff like that happening, and then you focus on the next week, because there's nothing you can do about it. After something like that happens, you just try to make sure it doesn't happen again. So the good thing is we've had speed all year, and it's sometimes it can get frustrating that we haven't won a race yet, because we've been, honestly, I think we've had cars good enough to win almost every single one of them, at least have a shot at them. And yeah, more bad things have happened than good, but we just got to stay, as a whole group, as a whole Penske group, we got to stay on top of the circle here. We're at the top of our game, and I think our cars are the fastest ones out there. Us and the Gibbs guys seem to be class of the field, and this all goes full circle. I mean, you'll have slumps, you'll have good times, and you just try to capitalize on the good times. So.
Is that why it's all the more important to get a W now, while you guys clearly have the advantage, because it doesn't always stay that way?
Yeah. I mean, I think we're in contention to win all year. Our team is capable of that, but when we have so much speed right now as a whole group, you want to capitalize on it. I mean, you want to rack them up as much as you can, as quick as you can, when you can. So that part kind of stinks sometimes, but I'll tell you, I'd rather have fast cars and things happening when we're in contention to win races than be running 15th, and wondering, scratching our heads where the speed is at. They're both frustrating, but I'd rather be in this position, and you just keep having fast cars and running up front. You hope the problems stop, and you hope you can figure out a way to try to pull through at the end of one of these races. So
we're going to go over here to the left to Jacob, and then to Woody.
Jacob Seelman, Speed Sport Magazine. Ryan, kind of a follow-up from that last question. Are you feeling the pressure at all, being the only Penske driver that hasn't visited victory lane and locked into the playoffs already this season? Or knowing the speed that you have, do you feel like that win is still coming?
No, I don't feel pressure at all. I mean, yeah, you want to be part of the group, but I mean, we have the ability to do it. It's just a matter of kind of getting it done, and everybody knows that, you know, my whole team knows, and all the Penske knows that, and really all the competition knows that we've been one of the best cars all year, and yeah, you hate to still have a 0 in that column, even though it's still really early in the year, but no, the pressure thing, man, I used to let get to me a handful of years ago, and then it doesn't help you. So you try to stay pressure free, no matter how, you know, good or bad things are, or how things look. So no, there's no pressure just because Brad and Joey have won. You just try to focus on your deal and what you need to do to try to get your team in victory lane, and, you know, help your teammates and team the best you can. But you just try to overlook all that stuff and just focus. So
We'll go over here to the right to Woody.
Ryan, Woody Kane with MRN. Look ahead for us, if you will, the next week at Richmond. A lot of folks say that the new package likes the cooler temperatures better. Theoretically, that should apply at night at Richmond. How do you think it might shake out there?
Yeah, I'm curious about that. We'll have to see. You know, it's kind of hard to judge that. It's been hard to really even, you know, we haven't really been to a place like Richmond yet. You know, Phoenix is way different. Here is way different. Martinsville obviously is way different. So Richmond will be kind of the first of its kind with this new package. So I'm not really sure how it's going to race with the cooler temps and being able to move around maybe a little bit more with these cars and things like that. So it's kind of hard to tell right now, but I'm optimistic for it. Richmond hasn't been our best place, and I feel like we're starting to turn around there, so hopefully we can keep it going. But yeah, it's kind of hard to judge right now. It's hard to kind of, for me to give you an answer of how the racing is going to be, but I'm optimistic about everything, and I think this package this year has shown some pretty decent races. I mean, it's obviously you work the bugs out of it and things like that, but yeah, I think Richmond will be a good race. It always puts on a pretty good show there, and the night race there I think is pretty cool under the lights, and it should be a good one.
Additional questions for Ryan? We'll come right up front here to Nate.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. Ryan, did you think you guys would be faster here with this package? It looks like I guess you're a little bit faster, all being in the 15 seconds.
Yeah. What did we qualify last year?
I think it was 15.0 or 15.1. Yeah, it looks like what you were 14.6.
We were 14.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like some of that. I feel like we'd be a little bit faster if we were on the bottom. I think last year we were on the bottom right away, and I don't know what that was from. It was from the sun being out all day or just cars committing to it right away. I'm not sure, or it might not have rained so much, so there was a little bit more on it. But I was guessing we were going to be running 14.6s, and so I was a couple tenths off. But I felt like we'd be a little bit faster if that stuff on the bottom was good to go. But no, I mean you can feel it. 2 tenths here is a lot. You know, that's a lot faster than what it used to is throttle time and how hard you get in the corner compared to last year. But yeah, you knew you were going to be up. You know, I think speed's going to be way up. Like here, Dover is going to be fast, really fast with this package. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I expect us to be a little bit faster. But just the way it is.
So what Brad said a couple of weeks ago about this being extremely physically demanding, are you still expecting that 500 laps Sunday?
Yeah, this race is always tough. I mean, this is a long race. One of the more physical racetracks that we go to, physical and mentally challenging. But as far as like just holding on for dear life, so much more than we were last year, not really. I don't really expect that to happen. So,
Any final questions for Ryan Blaney? No? Ryan, thanks for coming in, and good luck this weekend.
Night.